Here with Adrienne Jarocki, champion for the Wynyard Div 1 Women's Div 1 Sabre here at the Salt Lake City NAC. Adrienne, tell us a little bit about your day and how you felt.
So I came in seated 17th, so I had a much more difficult pool than I expected to have or than I've had in the past, because I used to be seated much higher. I dropped one bout in the pool, which was pretty good. I expected to do a lot worse. And then my first two DE bouts were not against the toughest competitors, but I wasn't really fencing well, so I gave up a lot of touches and kind of was scared for the day to come because my fencing just wasn't really coming together. Then I fenced Dara Schneider, and I was losing practically the whole entire bout. And for some reason I happened to psychologically keep myself in the bout and ended up winning by 1 point. And then the rest of my bouts just happened to be fencing well again. And then the final bout was also losing the whole entire time, but somehow kept myself in the bout and then won by 1 point again.
Yeah, you, as you mentioned, you had a lot of really close bouts. There was a really tough field of competitors, a lot of current and former world team members. You won 2 bouts, 15-14. There was some controversy. What do you feel helped you come back and ultimately win?
Well, I feel like there's no pressure really on me right now in terms of fencing. I'm not really trying to make the world team. I'm just here to fence and to have fun. So I really was just fencing and I was losing, and then I realized, I kind of want to win. So I did what I had to and just tried to really stay in the bout. It's really easy to, when you're losing by 5 or 6 points, just kind of say, okay, like whatever, like this is already a done deal. But for some reason, I was able to stay in the bout and win.
How do you feel that kind of approach to your bouts compares to the rest of your season or your fencing style historically?
I mean, I've always had a lot more pressure. I was trying to either get points or qualify for a team, and now none of that was happening. I was just fencing for myself. So I think it definitely took a lot of the edge off and made fencing a lot more enjoyable. Yeah.
Excellent. And how about your preparation leading up today? What are you doing at Harvard or fencing outside of this competition?
So I fenced at Harvard 4 times a week for 3 hours. Our season started in September. Then I got home the 21st of December for a break. Didn't fence during Christmas, and then was back in New York. So I was fencing with my old coach and training pretty hard, actually. I would be training from 10 to 2 or 3 during the day. We had like a little bit of a camp and was really working hard. So I definitely worked hard enough to get this result.
Good. And speaking of work and kind of your approach, you have a pretty unique background. Tell us a little bit about your history with fencing and how you found fencing.
So I actually used to ballroom dance, and then I outgrew my dance partner height-wise. So instead of trying to find a new partner, my mom was just reading the newspaper one day and happened to see an advertisement for fencing, the Polish American Academy, actually, because we're Polish. It wasn't a Polish newspaper. So we went there, and I just really liked the sport, really kind of had a passion for it. Slowly started to compete at NACs and then World Cups, and just kind of got sucked into it.
And kind of got sucked into it. You've been fencing now for what, 6 years?
Yeah, a little bit longer than 6 years. Yeah.
And your freshman year at Harvard, you're an NCAA champion, correct?
Yes.
And now in your sophomore year, how are you feeling compared to last year?
I'm so much more used to being at college and training at college because the transition was huge. So since I won last year, I definitely expect or want to win again because I know what it's like and I know what I need to do to win. But yeah, I definitely feel much more comfortable training.
Not bad for someone who kind of stumbles into the sport and, and then wins titles. So speaking of that, what are your expectations for this season and NCAAs come March?
So I'm just going to keep fencing. I really, really want to obviously qualify for NCAAs, and once I'm there, just kind of have the same approach, take it bout by bout. It is a very, very different tournament style. It's kind of a round robin where you fence everybody, so it's very easy to get discouraged at NCAA. So I was able to not have that affect me last year, and I really want to continue to do that and hopefully definitely make top 4. Yeah.
Excellent. And what do you need to do that? You mentioned you're fencing 4 days a week at Harvard. There's a lot of time between now and NCAAs. What do you feel is the best thing to prepare you for that?
I'm just going to continue training. I mean, I have very, very strong teammates at Harvard. Alia Itzkowitz actually got second at NCAA's last year. We fenced in the final bout, and she's my teammate at Harvard. So it's really, really great training with her. Peter Brand is really, really great in terms of setting up practices and leading them. And then in addition, we got Eli Dershowitz this year, who's the #1 ranked junior men's saber fencer. So it's really, really great having him there and training with them.
Excellent. And with Harvard, how do you balance the time commitment to academics and to fencing?
It's not easy. I'm a pre-med, so I was taking like organic chemistry this year and anatomy. That's why I really haven't been on the world circuit, because in my opinion, it's impossible to train at such intensity, and more importantly, to travel almost every other weekend to other parts of the world or other parts of the United States, and be able to keep the grades that you need essentially to get into med school later. So I've put that on hold for a little bit, and we'll see what happens later.
All right, well, it sounds like that's been a pretty good approach for you so far, and one that's worked quite well. So we wish you the best of luck, and congrats again today.
Thank you.